It began with a flicker of lights over the Chugach Mountains, then darkness at Alaska's busiest airport. That silence quickly echoed across the globe. Tonight, we're tracing how a shutdown in remote Alaska is now a crisis for all of America. Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport isn't just a travel stop, it's a global cargo crossroads. When Anchorage closes, the world's supply chain stutters. Flights from Asia to North America depend on this hub to refuel and move goods. Now, electronics, medical supplies, and everyday products are delayed everywhere. What started as a technical glitch has escalated into a national security concern. Families are stranded, businesses are losing millions, and government officials are scrambling for answers. This is more than a travel story, it's a wake-up call about the hidden systems that keep our lives running. We'll show you how a single point of failure in Alaska can ripple across continents. You'll hear from people on the ground, experts who warned of this, and leaders racing to fix it. The silent runways in Anchorage are sending a loud message. Our future depends on fragile connections. Are we listening? Let's find out what happened, why it matters, and how we can prevent it from happening again. To grasp the crisis, you need to know Anchorage's unique role. Born in the Cold War, Ted Stevens Anchorage International was built as a strategic outpost, halfway between Asia and North America. Before long-range jets, it was the refueling stop for flights between continents. Over time, it evolved from a passenger stop to a global cargo superhub. Its location is perfect for carriers like FedEx and UPS to refuel, swap crews, and sort packages. Today, it's one of the world's top 5 busiest cargo airports. For Alaska, it's a lifeline, bringing food, medicine, and mail to remote communities. For the world, it's a linchpin in the supply chain. A huge share of air cargo between Asia and North America passes through its runways. The system is so reliable, most people never think about it, until now. The sudden closure exposes just how vulnerable this vital artery is. Anchorage's history is one of adaptation, but its present is a story of unprecedented challenge. When this hub stops, the world feels it, and now, everyone is paying attention. Anchorage's importance goes beyond commerce. It's a cornerstone of U.S. national defense. Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson sits next door, sharing runways and infrastructure. This proximity allows rapid deployment of military assets across the Northern Hemisphere. In a crisis, Anchorage is a primary staging area for troops and equipment. Its runways handle the largest military aircraft, giving the U.S. a strategic edge. The airport is a dual-use asset, vital for both civilian and military operations. Fighter jets based here intercept unauthorized aircraft, often Russian, approaching North American airspace. Any disruption at Anchorage has immediate implications for homeland security. As Arctic competition grows, the airport's strategic value only increases. Its sudden vulnerability alarms officials in Washington. Our national security is more tied to civilian infrastructure than we realize. The crisis began before dawn, September 22, 2025. At 4:17 a.m., the airport's main power grid failed, a routine risk in Alaska's harsh climate. But this time, backup generators didn't kick in. A catastrophic failure in the transfer switch system left the entire airport in darkness. Control tower, runway lights, navigation, everything went dead. The timing was disastrous. Pre-dawn is peak cargo hour. Dozens of planes were grounded, more were on approach. Air traffic controllers halted all departures and diverted inbound flights across Alaska, Canada, and the U.S. West Coast. The impossible had happened. Both primary and backup systems failed. Engineers rushed to diagnose the problem, a suspected cascade of failures triggered by a power surge damaging sensitive electronics. The airport was blind and mute, unable to communicate or operate. Passengers and cargo were stranded, and the world's supply chain was suddenly paralyzed, a modern marvel brought to its knees by a silent, invisible fault. The investigation began immediately, but answers were scarce. The world was left waiting, and the clock was ticking. For thousands at the airport, the blackout meant confusion and fear. Passengers sat in dark terminals, emergency lights barely illuminating the chaos. "One minute we were boarding, the next, total darkness," said Sarah Jenkins, a stranded tourist. Airline staff had no answers. Travelers waited for hours. On the tarmac, dozens of planes were stuck, passengers unable to deplane, air growing stuffy. "We've been on this plane for 6 hours," said Mark Chen, a businessman. "People are anxious. Staff resorted to pen and paper, unable to access computers or rebook flights. It's like going back 40 years, one gate agent said. The lack of communication fueled frustration and anger. A family with a sick child couldn't get medical help. A cargo pilot watched time-sensitive medical supplies lose value by the hour. People's lives depend on this flight, he said. The shutdown turned a technical failure into a series of human crises. The stories from the ground reveal the true cost of a system's collapse. For many, it was more than an inconvenience. It was a personal emergency. The ripple effects were just beginning, and no one knew when it would end. Anchorage's closure sent shockwaves through the global economy. Package giants like FedEx and UPS scrambled to reroute fleets, warning of major delays. Everything from smartphones to car parts was suddenly late. The cost millions of dollars lost every hour. U.S. businesses relying on just-in-time inventory felt the pinch. Auto plants stalled, hospitals waited for critical supplies. Small businesses faced canceled orders and angry customers. The problem in Anchorage became a problem for Main Street, not just Wall Street. The government rushed to respond, rerouting flights and straining other airports. Seattle, Vancouver, and Fairbanks saw a surge in unscheduled landings, testing their limits. The ripple effect created new bottlenecks across the continent. One failure in Alaska destabilized the entire system. The lesson: our supply chain is only as strong as its weakest link. And right now, that link was broken. Dr. Evelyn Reed, a global supply chain expert, puts it simply: Anchorage is the heart of the system. When it stops, everything suffers. The world's air cargo network is like a circulatory system. Anchorage pumps goods between Asia and North America. When the heart stops, smaller routes can't handle the load. For decades, we prioritized speed and efficiency over resilience. We built systems that are fast, but fragile. A few key nodes like Anchorage became single points of failure. The closure is the price of chasing efficiency at all costs. Dr. Reed warns, this isn't just an isolated incident, it's a systemic problem. Complex, networked control systems are efficient, but vulnerable. A single hardware flaw, software bug, or malicious act can bring everything down. We need a complete review of our infrastructure's security and resilience. The wake-up call: invest in robust backups, diversify supply routes, and rethink just-in-time. It may cost more now, but the price of inaction is far higher. Anchorage is the first warning. Will we listen before the next failure? News of the shutdown jolted Washington, D.C. The president called an emergency National Security Council meeting within hours. The crisis was declared an event of national significance, both economically and strategically. Federal teams of engineers and cybersecurity experts were dispatched to Anchorage. Their mission: find the cause, rule out foul play, and restore power fast. No evidence of cyber attack yet, but all options are on the table, said a DHS official. Congress demanded answers and accountability, launching immediate hearings. The Department of Defense rerouted military flights and assessed readiness. Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson's operations were affected despite its own power. The race was on, not just to fix the technical problem, but to manage a crisis with national implications. Every hour counted. The silence at Anchorage is a lesson in modern vulnerability. One failure in a remote place disrupted the economy, threatened security, and affected millions. We've learned that efficiency can come at the cost of resilience. The systems we built for speed have hidden weaknesses. This isn't just about an airport, it's about the food we eat, the products we buy, and the security we trust. The path forward means investing in robust, redundant infrastructure. Governments and industries must build resilient supply chains, not just patch holes. Security and stability must be priorities, even if they cost more. As citizens, we must demand action and support policies that strengthen our nation. The lights will come back on, but we can't afford to forget this warning. The story from Alaska is a chance to learn and prepare for a complex future. The planes will fly again, but the memory of these silent runways should remain. Our prosperity depends on the systems we build and how well we protect them.